Now, I want to quickly go on to the skill set that I want to teach you, which I feel is necessary as you build the business online. So it's called internet marketing. So if you get this skill set, it's going to help you. Very simple. All you need is 1 to 2 hours each day on social media platforms like Facebook, forums, Twitter, etc. All right. Now, let me just pause here for a while because I remember that there was a question earlier on. I think there was a question that was sent. So let me just clear that up. And if you have any question about back office, just post it in right now so I can talk about it before I move on to the internet marketing aspect of it. Okay, so I've mentioned which authorship is good, but unconditional authorship can help give CV to my weaker link if I have more than 60 CVs, right? Yes, Karen, that's right. If you put yourself on unconditional authorship, any excess CV beyond 60 would then be put onto your weaker link. All right, so I'm going to move on. If there's no more questions, let's go into the internet marketing aspect. So again, it's spending a couple of hours every day, 1 to 2 hours, depending on your time, all right? Because you're a stay-at-home mom, I understand that you don't have, you don't have 9 to 5. You have well, I would say flexible hours when the kids are in school. That's when you're free in the mornings, like myself right now. And then when they're home from school, you have things that you need to do, and it's difficult to, I would think it's difficult to multitask. I've done that. I'm a mom, I know that, all right? Sometimes my kid's talking to me and I'm on the phone, or I'm trying to do something and I can't concentrate, and I feel bad as well. I feel bad kind of like having them talk to me while my face or my eyes are on the phone or my laptop. So I like to do my work, when they're not around, and when they are around and I do need to do the work, and I like them to be exposed as well. I kind of like tell them, I said, Mommy's doing some work, you can just be sitting next to me and doing your own thing, playing your own things, but I have to be concentrating. So, when I'm done, I'll come to you, you see. So those are the times, or when the kids are asleep, that's when you have the hours to actually go onto social media platforms like Facebook, forums, Twitter. So my average for you is maybe 1 to 2 hours each day. You spend time and provide solution in 3 major places that I'm looking at: forum, Twitter, and Facebook. So for forum, the concept is this: copy and paste a solution found on the website. Let me give you an example. The first thing that you want to do is create a template for all of the products. Now, if you haven't started using the products, then what you want to do is first start using the products, because you really have to believe in the products. You have to have benefited from the products. I don't want you to be a salesperson of the products. I want you to be a good share of the products. The same way that if you want to watch a good movie, you want to eat at a nice restaurant, you would share with a close friend, you would share with a family or a relative or a business partner, because this is something that has benefited you. So if you have not benefited from the products yet, do start using the products first. All right, be convinced about the products first. All right, once you're convinced about the products, what you want to do is create a template. Now, for myself, there are a few key templates that I have. I have a template for serum, and the template means that I just open a Word document, put there serum, and then I have a template for Reserve. I have a template for Instantly Ageless, and recently with the new product Envy, I have a template for that. So you can create for as many products in our business platform as possible. But you first need to try the products and have benefited from the products, or know other people who have benefited from the products. So let me give you an example of serum. Once you create a template on a Word document, put that serum and start to write down what are the testimonials and what are the benefits that you've seen from using that particular product. So for me, I benefited, clearing up of acne, controlling of oil, rebalancing of the oil, reduction of pigmentation, reduce wrinkles, reduce fine lines. These are all the benefits that I've experienced myself. Whitening experience, lightening of my, more even tone. I used to have 2 tone, one for my forehead, one for my cheeks, I don't know why, but now it's an even tone. And then, pores, enlargement, reduction, in fact. So I list this down, okay? So because these are the solutions that it has been able to provide for this particular product. Now, in my example here, I actually create a template for Instantly Ageless. And all of y'all know what Instantly Ageless does. It removes eye bags. So the solution that it does is it removes eye bags under your eyes. But what I want to do is I create this template. In fact, instantly ageless doesn't just reduce eye bags or remove eye bags. It actually also, I've tried it out on forehead, you know, the deep lines. It has removed that. It has removed scarring, but temporarily for that 8 hours. And also it has reduced pore marks, you know, the holes and all that. So I created that. And then I went on to Google, and I also want to find solution tips that are found in Google besides my product that provides that solution. So I went to find eye bag removal solution tips, and I Googled that. And this is where I got 3 ways to get rid of bags under your eyes from WikiHow. Now you can use anywhere under here, all right, the natural remedies. And I copied all of the ways to remove eye bags, like drink plenty of water, soothe your eyes with something cold. I copied that and I put it on my template. And what I want to do is now, all right, put my own solution, which is maybe the instantly ageless, and sandwich it between all the other solutions that Google is providing for. So let me give you an example. In my template, it could be getting rid of eye bags. Number 1, drink plenty of water. Number 2, apply a polypeptide eye cream just before your makeup. Okay, and then I put my URL, which is my instantly ageless. And then number 3, soothe your eyes with something cold. Now I do not want to put my full instantly ageless URL because it's too long. All right, I want to put something that is in context. So I'm going to show you how to create a tiny URL. I call it a tiny URL, which is a URL that could be in context with whatever the person is reading. Because I'm going to take all of this solution and paste it in a forum of somebody who's looking for a solution of getting rid of the eye bags. They're going to see my solution is going to be drink plenty of water, or you could apply a polypeptide cream just before you put on your makeup, and then my website, and then soothe your eyes with something cold. Okay, so let me share with you how to create that URL. So let's talk about instantly ageless as a product. Again, I'm going to get to the front of my website, and because I'm going to be retailing instantly ageless, I have to get the price from the front of my website. Okay, so I come to here, get into your own URL, whatever your URL is, type it in, go under products, depending on what product you're marketing. If it's serum, it's here. If it's reserve, it's day cream, night repair, body renewal, cleanser, mist lifting mask, or in my case, I'm trying to promote and market instantly ageless. So I click on here, and this is going to be the URL that I need, because I want the people who are reading my solution to be redirected immediately to this particular website, which is my own URL for Jeunesse, so that they can immediately make a purchase and add to cart. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to actually go into this thing called a tiny URL, TINY URL.com. Okay, I'm just going to write it into the chat group, so in case you can't see that, let me just write that into the chat group. You can actually use other ones that create, I think there's bit.ly, but I don't use that. I actually use tinyurl.com. TINY URL. So I think you can see that. Now, once again, I'm back here. Okay. Remember, I've pasted my URL, okay, that I want them to buy immediately from here, but I don't want them to see this long URL because it's a bit too long. So I want to create a tiny URL. So I go to tinyurl.com, and this is where Okay, as you can see here, let me just open it here. All right, at the bottom here it says enter a long URL to make tiny. So to make it tiny, so I paste it here. Remember just now the URL. All right, this is my online one. And then I'm going to give it a alias, and another name, a custom alias. So my URL will eventually look like this. I can give it any name. It could be, because make it relevant to removal of eye bags. So I hate eye bags. Okay, it could be something like that. And then let's try making a tiny URL. Click on this, make tiny URL. Oh, it's a tiny URL. It's not available. Sorry about that. I accidentally click on this. Okay, not available. Somebody already put that in. So I have to think of another tiny URL. Okay, let's try. So many advertisements nowadays. You can see this. Okay, let me think of another tiny URL. No more eye bags now. Okay, so you can see if it's been successful, you'll see tiny URL was created. So the URL that was created for me is tinyurl.com//no more eye bags now. And this I can paste in my solutions where people will not know what exactly it is, but once they click on it, remember I can put number 1, how to get rid of eye bags. Number 1, maybe drink plenty of water. Number 2, use, apply a polypeptide eye gel just below your eye. Apply a polypeptide eye gel before putting on makeup, and then put on this URL. And then the third one could be put tea bags. So if they click on this URL, where would they go? Are you curious to find out? Well, let's paste it down and let's see where they'll go. Wow, so immediately they'll be redirected to the shopping cart itself, and it's actually your own shopping cart where they can make the purchase. All right, so if this has been good, if this tip that I taught you has been good, all right, raise your hand. All right, let me know. Put your hands up. All right, say yes, it's been good. So anyone feels that you can use this, all right, you understand, or it's clear, just raise your hand and let me know. So where do you now, thank you very much, everyone. Now, where can you then paste your solution? That's where you go into a forum where people are looking to get rid of eye bags and paste, remember the template that I talk about. Thank you everyone for your affirmation, okay? Good, so I want you to be using this, okay? I want to be using this. Now, the good thing about this is if you know multiple languages, you can create multiple of these templates. You can create in Malay, you can create it in Bahasa Indonesia, you can create it in Tagalog, you can create it in Chinese. You don't just have to create in English because we are in the World Wide Web, remember that. And that means that we can post it anywhere in the world. And you're compliant because what's happening is you're not putting in any of the branding of Janaz, you're not putting in any of the branding of Instantly Ageless, you're actually redirecting back directly to your own website for them to make the purchase. And you are sandwiching all your solutions together so that they don't suspect that, oh, you're only having one solution. They actually see all your solutions. So you got to add value to them as well to make it as, make them as happy with looking at your solutions and then looking and say, hey, there's this polypeptide, which is quite good. Maybe I should try that. Okay. And it's not expensive. All right. You can see one sachet is, of the Instantly Ageless is, I think, less than $3 just to apply that. In fact, I mean, in one box, there are 50 sachets. So you just divide that up. All right. So where do you then paste your templates? So remember I mentioned you create multiple language, you create different templates for different products, and then start posting them into places where people are looking for that solution. So if they're looking for a solution to get rid of wrinkles or pigmentation of acne, post into that specific one. Don't post into breastfeeding moms forum, okay? Because you will get booted out. So post into something, I posted it into Singapore expatriate forums where people are looking for eye bag removal surgery. Now, why eye bag removal surgery? You might tell me, but that's not related, you know. Well, most people, they go for eye bag removal surgery, you know, because they think that they have no other choice. But it is both painful and it is also temporary and it's expensive. Now, imagine if you can go to them and tell them you can have a temporary solution that lasts for 8 hours. So that means it's almost practically the whole day. Nobody would have to see you with your eye bag if, you know, before you go to work, you apply it on, and after, you know, when you get back home, nobody can see you. Or if you're about to go out for a dinner date after your office, just bring another sachet, apply it on, and so nobody will be able to see you with your eye bag on, okay? And you don't have to pay that money to actually go for that painful surgery. Plus, not necessarily when you go for a surgery, 100% of it will work. In this case, you just have to learn how to apply it well, and you can just, you know, add as and when, similar to the way you put on makeup, and then you get better at it. And it's cheaper, it's so much cheaper, right? So I posted in here, and people here are already looking to remove their eye bag. So they're the perfect group of target customers that would thank you for an alternative solution that is cheaper, that is less painful, and that they can, well, have permanently depending on how often they apply it, okay? Now, let's move on. Let's talk about Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, do set up a Twitter account, not to complain, because most people, when they go into Twitter, what they're talking about? They're talking about, oh, you know, the weather, they're talking about their boss, they can't stand their boss, their colleague, you know, they're gossiping, and they're tweeting about the government, they're not happy. Well, let's try to use Twitter for our business. And let me tell you, it's going to be easy because you're going to find the people who are tweeting about all of these complaints and problems, and you're going to make use of that. So use this thing called Twitter Advanced Search to find complaints or problems. Let me give you an example. This is what the Twitter Advanced Search looks like. And they are very specific. You can search in terms of words. You can search in terms of the people, places, and dates. So in terms of words, you can search all of these words. So as long as the tweet that they write, tweet is like maybe one paragraph or a couple of sentences, and their tweet has all of these words like eye bag removal, then they're going to show up in your search. Or you can put this exact phrase, means that it has to be in this order, eye bag removal, or any of these words. Now, any of these words, meaning if the tweet has the word eye or the word bag or the word removal, it will come out in your search, but I think that's too generic. None of these words. So if you want to use any of these words, you can maybe be putting, like, maybe if you're going to be marketing serum, you can put things like pigmentation, lines, wrinkles. You might want to put any of these words comes up to you, you can do a search for that. So let's go back to Instantly Ageless. None of these words, again, is very generic. You want to avoid this. These hashtags, if they hashtag this, again, you can do this in multiple languages, either in English, Chinese, and others. People from these accounts or to these accounts, any of these accounts that you're looking for specifically or mentioning of a certain account. Now, places. Now, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't want to go travel to too far places, or you're based in Malaysia and you're living in Kuala Lumpur and you don't want to have, find people in JB, or, because you want to test on them or you want to meet up with them, you want to be more personable. But remember, this is an online business, so you can actually just, put it anywhere in the world. But you would have to communicate them based on their time zone, and you would have to find a way to maybe Zoom them or Skype them so that it's more personal rather than through email, so they can see that you really exist, that you're real. So you can also specify the places, but if you want to be specific, maybe you have a young baby, you want to only have it within your area, you can also do that. You can put that Toa Payoh area or North area of Singapore, or only in Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia. And then dates, from this date to this date. Now, I always like to specify a very close date, because to me, I feel that if they're looking for a solution for their problem, it's not going to help if you give them a solution 1 year from then. So try to keep it within 3 to 6 months the most, because they are more likely to be open to a solution. Maybe they have not found a solution yet at that point in time. So I like to put there between 3 to 6 months, or maximum 3 months. That's it. Don't go beyond that, because they probably have found a solution already. Let me show you an example of what I actually search for. I actually search for eye bag problem, and I search for all of these words, not necessarily in this order. I search eye bag and problem. So if the tweet had the word I, the word back, and the word problem, it would have come out in my advanced search. And this is what 5 tweets came out. I want to just show you. One says, I don't want an I back problem tomorrow though. So perfect, because it's a perfect candidate for my instantly ageless. This person's going to thank me because this person doesn't want their I back. And then Zoe says, I bought a bag of Giant Sainsbury cookies and ate 2 in the blink of an eye, and then some digestives of a biscuit problem. So it happened that her tweet had the word I back and problem, but not in the right order. So this is not the one that I'm looking for. And this other person said, got I back problem. Again, unhappy, and would definitely thank me for instantly ageless. Another lady here, I back, my problem, double unhappiness. Again, a target customer for instantly ageless. And the last person, ladies, we have a problem. There's a crazy expensive Marc Jacobs bag that I have my eye on too. Okay, not the right tweet. So out of these 5 searches, you can see 3 of them are my target customers who would want the product, who want to use the product, who want to try the product because they have the eye bag problem. Again, if this is good, raise your hand. All right, say yes. If you feel that you can use this, say yes into the chat group. Now I'm going to end off this internet marketing aspect with the Facebook, which most of you all have. And I want to just give you some tips on marketing on Facebook. Usually for Facebook, what catches people's attention are photographs and videos. So video first and foremost, followed by photographs, and then finally words, all right, captions and words itself. So what you want to do is post and share a video or photo in Facebook. But I want to highlight that when you do Facebook marketing, you are about branding yourself. Yesterday I was talking to some stay-at-home moms, and I was telling them that you're not to put up the product, you're not to put up anything that you do on social media, you're not to put up the product or the brand of the company, because what people are going to do is they're just going to Google the brand of the company and they're never going to get back to you. I've had people, all right, business partners tell me that, you know, because their customers had seen other people's branding and all that, but then they didn't follow up with them, but they follow up, you know, and called them the other people itself. So what's going to happen is if you post up the brand of the company or the product, you're going to get people Googling and then just going to find their own way to purchase it and not come back to you instead. So what you want to do is brand yourself, brand your value, brand what you like, and create a following. And because you brand yourself, it is unique. Every one of us is unique. If you brand the company or the product, it is not unique. It becomes a commonplace. So let me give you an example, all right? So in this case, Lionel posted up, all right, a video, and he did not actually brand anything except, you know, this particular video that says, tell me you're not thinking of somebody right now who could use this. So again, create curiosity and intrigue, and a video, as I mentioned. You look at this, 2,300 views, 12 likes, 0 comments. Sorry, I think this is 6 comments and 18 shares. Look at that, it continued to grow. And then look, another video, but this one with an even worse eye bag. Apply a thin layer of the miracle lotion and watch the magic unfold as it dries. 9,700 views, 34 likes, 12 comments, 61 shares. Wow. In this video, I want to highlight 2 things. Number 1, what is the difference between a share and a tag? Now, when you share, you only share with the people who are in your database. So if you would like to get connected with somebody else's database, and maybe you have a friend who is in your database who is very influential, and you want to be able to tap into their network, what you do is do this thing called a tag instead of a share. So in this case, all right, Lionel was very smart because he knows Melody and Nicole are quite influential. So he actually tagged them rather than share with them. So I give you an example of, you know, who does it very well is our general manager for Singapore, Geraldine Toh. She would tag me in certain photographs instead of sharing within her own profile. So she tagged me, and once she tags me, even though I did not post that picture or that video, everyone in my contact base gets to see that particular video or that picture. So they know what is happening in my life, even though I'm not updating my photographs or my status, because she constantly tags me, and because Winston constantly tags me, all the people in my database sees that. All right, so do take note of this difference with sharing and tagging and learn to use it appropriately. You can also create Facebook pages, but again, this one is a little bit more, you need to be a bit more IT savvy. You got to practice. So the Facebook allows you to create a page, and you need a profile picture, a little picture here. You need a name. Now, you're not going to get a name so nice as this until you have reached a certain number of likes. So you should, if you create a Facebook page, usually what happens is that you have numbers as the page name. Okay, let me go back to that. And also in Facebook, you can join different groups, relevant groups, all right? I apologize because I think my neighbor upstairs is doing some sort of renovation. So I hope that I can finish everything before the noise stops coming in like the last time. So you can join certain Facebook groups that are relevant. And then what you can do is you can start to connect with them. Now, don't start posting things. When you join any community, what you always want to do first and foremost is to observe, be an observer. See how they communicate with each other. What are they talking about? What are they interested in? And then start to add value first by, liking their shares, talking about, oh, I thank you, this person for sharing this. It's interesting. How about this? Have you all thought about this? And then start adding your own value as well. Now, you must understand that Facebook is a community. So when you join a community, nobody starts talking at the first, right? You start to build rapport first with everyone. Similarly, Facebook itself is that way. You got to create connections with people first. Posting time is important as well, all right? Because most people, when you post, and you post in the middle of the day and people are working, all the feed is just going to be pushed up. So post between 7 to 9 a.m., which is a good time because people are on the way to work, they've just dropped their kids off. Post between 5 to 8 p.m. because that's the opposite. People on the way back, they're stuck, they're commuting home on public transport, or they've dropped their kids off, maybe they are just waiting for their kids to pick them up, pick the kids up, or they're having a meal. So that's a good time as well. And then after 10 p.m. when all the kids have gone to sleep and they are not talking to their spouses, but they're on Facebook instead, checking out status, that is a good time to post as well. I want to go into how to expand your global online business. There are two ways to build your business concurrently. So it depends on how fast you want to build this business. Yesterday, I met a mom. She said that, I want to build this business fast. I want to start earning fast. I told her, I said, tell me how much you want to earn and how much can you commit, because you have kids. If you are willing to commit the hours, then you would see, because of the business, you would see the returns on it. So very simple. There are two ways to build this concurrently. One is through retail. Retail is you already now have a web store. You can start retailing the products. You can invite them for seminars, reverse aging seminar. Tonight is a good night because tonight in Singapore, we're actually having the mind training. You can invite them for that particular training, especially if they've been experiencing, memory loss, or their problems with their, staying alert throughout the day. Invite them for tonight's talk by our regional nutritionist, Tyson Ng. Or you can invite them for a stem cell facial where they get to try the products, the Luminous products by Dr. Nathan Newman, a Beverly Hills doctor. And you can actually post online product videos to them, and that could be found in your J-Cloud in your back office. And you can actually do the marketing online, which is what I showed you earlier on the social media platforms. Or you can do the marketing offline, where you communicate with them, you connect with them. And for the offline marketing training, I want to just tell you that on a Wednesday, today is tonight, we're actually doing the training on Zoom. So you can Zoom in tonight from 9 to 10. We'll be teaching you how to do the offline marketing part, where you connect with people and you can share with them on the seminar or the facial or the product videos. Another way to build is you can find web store partners. So this is where you start to expand. And most business owners, why they want to expand and create more outlets of franchises, because they know that their customer database increases, and also their profit will increase as well. So to expand your business, you can invite them for the e-commerce workshop that we hold at the office, or also you can invite them onto the Zoom e-commerce workshops as well. You can invite them for the Homepreneur workshop, which some of you attended yesterday, as well as I've one upcoming one on Tuesday next week at Carpage. If you want to have a homepreneur Zoom, do let me know, all right? Because I do have a homepreneur Zoom as well, where they can just watch the video from the comfort of their home. And then also invite them for power sharing. Yesterday night, we had a very powerful power sharing from 9 to 10, both in English and in Chinese, that was happening. And you can invite them to just listen in to how some of the people have benefited from using the products, and just share with them, you know, these are real life stories, and let them listen in from themselves, and they're interested to try the products, all right? Get them to come back to you and to start using the products, because you are helping them to get better health as well. You can also send them the online marketing videos, which can be found on your JCloud in your back office. Again, you can do the marketing online, which I mentioned earlier on, and you can do it offline, which today at 9 to 10, you can come online to actually be trained of how to connect with people, to invite them for all of these.